Hi guys, welcome back to the Malena Edit. We are jumping into a college football week 6 recap. This is probably going to be my favorite recap of the year. Holy moly, any given Saturday times 2 this year. College football is drunk and I'm living for it. I'm loving this. The NFL is actually kind of crazy right now too. This is why we love this sport. Let's jump into it. Let's start things off with rivalry. Woo, what a comeback for the OU Sooners. This was a crazy game. Kennedy Brooks, the running back name that came out of this game. We're all looking forward to seeing Bijan Robinson, and he did have some moments and have some plays, but Kennedy Brooks ran all over this Texas defense in that second half, and I feel like he was one of the biggest storylines outside of the quarterback change of Caleb Williams. It seems like it's a really hard decision for him to make almost. We saw Caleb Williams come in the second quarter on that, what was supposed to be, I think, a quick play, and then he breaks free, bounces off tackles like a running back and finds the end zone. And then you could just see it clicking with him in that offense, like them really ready and responding to him, I would say, better. And then again, we see Spencer Rattler for the 2-point conversion in the second half. So it seems like it must be a hard decision there. Obviously, I don't know what's going on behind the scenes, but there must be something that's making Lincoln Riley a little bit reluctant. It'll probably be Caleb Williams going forward, though. Between that and then in the second half, making defensive adjustments, getting those stops, and just slowing down the Texas offense, I think that was the name of the game for Oklahoma. As far as for Texas, they have to lock in and learn how to play 4 quarters of football. We all know that. Texasing, right? And it sucks. It was really hard to see. They get that big break and come out the gates hot to a strong start. But I think a lot of that, I'm not going to take away from the big plays that the players made, but if they're playing a sound, steady, consistent form of football, that's going to be better for them rather than luck and big breaks almost. Obviously, that's a piece of the game. But for Texas, I think locking in, playing a steady 4 quarters of football is going to be what Sark is going to be focusing on with those guys going forward. Xavier Worthy, an up and down game for him, but still a name that I'm going to be looking at going forward. And then, of course, DeMarvion Overshone. Oh, he came out hot for a nice start there too. So lots of bright spots, lots to look forward to. But just some work to do. They'll be fine. Penn State at Iowa was the big matchup in the Big Ten, and it did not disappoint. As far as the Nittany Lions, working on a short field was probably a very hard part of this game for them. That and their quarterback going down. I feel like between those two things, it kind of just didn't give them the game they expected, obviously. But outside of that, I think the defense played as good as they could have, except for that big pass to Riley Moss there at the end. I feel like that was the nail in the coffin moment. Most of my thoughts on this game, though, go towards the Iowa Hawkeyes. I don't even know where to begin with this team. The punter, who should have gotten the game ball, I hope he did, giving Penn State a short field every single punt. Their special teams guys downing the ball when they could. That was just incredible. Shout out to the special teams there. Shout out to those fans. Kinnick Stadium was insanely loud. And then on the opposite side of that, the fact that Penn State didn't think to go with a silent count, how do you keep taking those penalties and not adjusting? That was a little bit weird. That was a little challenging to see, especially when Taquan Roberson was in at quarterback, because he's dealing with so much. He's the backup quarterback, and then you add that onto his plate. Just wasn't the best moment for the Nittany Lions. And then, of course, that defense. Those guys were running Jahan Dotson's routes. I'm not sure what happens in the film room there. They were running his routes for him. Insane. Absolutely amazing. It was my first time. I think I'm so surprised by it because it was my first time seeing Iowa this season. I kept hearing about this defense and how they keep scoring points off of defense, or, the defense gets a turnover and then they give Iowa a really short field and they're able to get points there. Whatever it was is what I saw, and it was so fascinating performance. 10 out of 10. And the nightcap of all nightcaps, Alabama at Texas A&M. This is the game we all expected, right? I feel like I knew we had to have some crazy upset this weekend, and I quiet. I was like, oh, is Bama going to go down? But I didn't actually believe that they were, and then they did. So this was the icing on the cake for this season. It is just weirdness all around. We absolutely needed this complete and total overhaul of expected wins each week. I like it. I'm having fun. I hope you guys are too. As far as Alabama, where am I? No, I'm going to start with Texas A&M. Zach Calzada. What a crazy game. This is not the kid that I saw versus Arkansas. This is absolutely insane. I'm assuming that the game plan between Calzada playing that well and then the defense being able to play as well as they did and show up, and I'm not sure. I expected Ole Miss to have seen the Florida film and capitalized on it, and it seems like that's what Texas A&M did. I don't know that I'm going to see this Aggies team week in and week out, or that I trust the heck out of them going forward, but it just seems like one of those drop in the ocean moments where it worked out for them and they pulled off the biggest win of the season. But I don't know that they are consistently this team, and they were just able to exploit the imperfect Bama team that Nick Saban has been telling us since early in the season. My team is, nope, we got some work to do. And yeah, they were able to expose some of those mistakes. I don't think that this Bama team can beat Georgia either. So that. Yeah. Oh, and then one more thing. Bama fans, I'm not sure. I need to look up what the turnover looks like on the offensive line. Oh, they did lose 2 guys to the league. Now that I'm like, duh moment. So that was probably it. I feel like that was a big part of this game too. So that being said, they definitely are not going to beat Georgia. Yikes. Georgia's going to eat Bryce Young alive. What's going to happen? Looking ahead to week 7 in college football, starting it off with 10 Michigan State at Indiana. Definitely looking forward to Michigan State's Peyton Thorne to Jalen Nailor connection. And then, of course, running back Kenneth Walker just trucking through defenses at this point. So, yeah, but they're going up against a damn decent defense in the Indiana Hoosiers. Last time I watched Indiana, it was when they were playing Cincinnati, and I think they played like a team that was better than their record. So I think this game is going to be competitive. I know Indiana's not ranked, but I think they look like a good team. I just feel like they're not getting the wins. I think this one is going to be close. I think it'll be competitive. I'm giving the slight advantage to Michigan State, but it should be a good one. Should be a fun watch. Next up, we've got number 12, Oklahoma State at number 25. Number 25? Texas. Should be a fun matchup. Oklahoma State currently undefeated, but their schedule gets more challenging from here on out. So this is the start of real competition. As far as Texas, this Oklahoma State team is going to challenge them to play 4 quarters of sound football. I really think this game could go either way. I don't know what to expect from Oklahoma State, again, because they haven't played the best competition. So this should be a really, really good one. Obviously, we know Oklahoma State in years past have gotten the better of the Longhorns. Hopefully, after last week's showing, Texas kind of locks in and, again, plays more consistent football. Just going to be looking for that there, looking for Casey Thompson to really take the reins again, for Bijan Robinson to go off. Should be a good one. I'm really excited about this. It's actually going to be another fun Saturday. Who knew? And finally, the last 2 undefeated teams in the SEC playing for the SEC East. 11, Kentucky at number 1, Georgia. I don't know what to expect from Kentucky this year. I'm really excited about this one. I know Will Levis is their quarterback from Penn State. So I've been seeing a little bit of buzz, but I'm going to have to pull up that Kentucky-Florida game and see how they were able to pull off that win to get an idea of how they're going to play Georgia. An idea of how they're different teams, but you know what I mean. And then for Georgia, I'm not, obviously, for obvious reasons, I'm not writing anything off as a definite win this year, but I think that Georgia is going to go in locked in, seeing that Bama just came off that crazy loss, just seeing how the entire landscape is shaping out this year. They should be locked in for this game, and it should be their game. But again, you can't, nothing is guaranteed in 2021. That's all I've got for you guys this week. Let me know down below, what teams am I not talking about right now? Like, there's just so much parity. There's so much going on. It's so hard to keep up with it all. So let me know some of your favorite crazy games from last weekend in week 6, what games you're looking forward to in week 7, upset alert, am I missing anything? And I will talk to you guys again next week. Thank you so much for watching.